Hi guys, welcome back. I have a brief report for you, as well as just a massive prayer request over a dear friend. I don't know if you remember, but a couple weeks ago I sent out pictures and videos and I wrote a email informing you all that some of the little ones at the orphanage had fallen desperately ill and were in need of treatment as well as hospital care. And so they lie motionless in hospital beds, and doctors were just trying to figure out what was wrong and trying to give them what they needed and get them the proper medication. Thankfully, they were able to get the treatment they needed and were sent back to the orphanage well. And we were truly overwhelmed and thankful that our kids got to come home. Unfortunately, we received word this morning that our sweet sister, Rebecca Lili, who many of you know her name and even her face, and she's actually a dear friend of mine, that she has fallen ill herself. And for those of you who know any of her story, if you've read Me and Mar Gold, then you would have read it in there, or if you've heard any of our reports, especially when her birthday comes around, I like to tell her story, or it's just ministered to me a lot. But she actually watched as one by one her family fell ill of malaria and passed away. And she took care of them as this happened, and when she fell ill with the same sickness, basically knocking at death's door, she cried out to God and she said that if he would heal her, she would serve him the rest of her days. And she has faithfully done so. And hearing her story is overwhelming to me, and it's beautiful. She actually went on to go to the Bible school, and now she serves as the main caretaker at the Mercy Children's Home in Rakine. She cares for these kids like they're her own. I've never seen somebody love and care for them better. She's up with them in the morning, and she's there for their birthdays, and she walks through life with them like she's their mom. And for these kids, that's what they need. They need to be seen and loved and heard. And she just cares so diligently for them, and we want to care for her because she's just such a sweet woman. I adore her. And so she's very ill right now. She has not been hospitalized. She's doing at-home treatment at the orphanage. Not only has she fallen ill, but some of the kids have fallen ill as well. And generally she's the one who's taking care of them while they're sick and just being their comforter. And right now she needs a comforter, and we know that the Lord cares for her and that he will be there for her. And we just ask that he would heal her body. And for these little ones who really just want Rebecca Lili there to care for them, we just ask for healing over their bodies as well. And I wanted to ask you all to join us in prayer. I know in the last couple weeks, a lot of our reports have been asking for different needs to be met due to just, honestly, when it rains, it pours. And in the world where they are, there is just a need at every turn. And it may feel overwhelming, but it's just life. You know, you go from a devastating loss to you got to get up the next morning, you got to cook breakfast, you got to care for your kids. Like, you don't get really the opportunity to just sit in that for a minute. And so just like that, life kind of just goes on. Mornings turn to night and so on. And so we know that the normalcy of this can be jarring, but for them, this is the life they know, and they accept that, and they walk in it with such joy and kindness and love for the people around them despite their circumstances. And so we just want to wrap our arms around them and support them and be there for them, especially during this difficult time. So just join us in prayer, asking for healing over Rebecca Lili's body as well as these little kids. We also ask that if the Lord puts it on your heart, medical care is so expensive. And getting the right medications and getting the right things to meet the needs that they have is very difficult. So if the Lord puts it on your heart, please consider supporting us today and paying for the medication and all the other equipment or anything like that they might need in the next couple weeks. So thank you so much for watching and joining us in prayer. We greatly appreciate it, and we love you all.